You ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Sorry, man. I've never done this before. Sarah was living in Washington at the time, and I got stationed out in Fort Lewis, kind of on a whim, and ended up meeting her about a year into me being stationed there. Went on our first date, ended up hitting it off, finding so many amazing common grounds and common hobbies that we'd love to do together. And the mountains, I think, were really a central focal point for us. Being together outdoors in nature is kind of like really where we found each other and where we fell in love. I think the moment I knew that Sarah was the one was 21 days into us dating. I was in a military accident. We had only been dating 21 days, and Sarah showed up to the hospital, spent 3 days with me in the hospital. It was then that I realized that Sarah loved me for exactly who I am. That difficult circumstance recognized that this is the woman I wanted to be with. Now, I feel like Sarah lives life in such a vivid and incredible way. She always places people above herself. She brings people together, and she's truly someone that puts the well-being of others above her own. The way she cared for me when I was hurt and the way that she loves her family, to me, were incredible traits that I knew I wanted in a spouse.
Hello everyone, I'm Colin, welcoming you with Drew's younger brother. And on behalf of Drew and Sarah and both of our families, we just want to say thank you so much for coming today.
Andrew, you love more beautifully than anyone. You love so well. You love loudly so people know it. You love quietly through actions you never ever talk about. And most importantly, you love with total acceptance. Your love makes everyone their best version because you have accepted them on their path to become it. I vow to lean into you, especially when the weight of the world is hard on me. Like the first time I panicked about the state of the world, aka global warming. This happens all the time. And you always remind me that we are just two pieces of dust on a spinning ball that will eventually collide with the sun or another planet. You calm me like no one else can.
I cannot believe that today is finally here, and that I get to marry you, the love of my life. I was first drawn to you for your adventurous spirit, but I knew I wanted you forever because of your love and your beautiful heart. I vow that I will always be present in our love and never take a second for granted. I vow to never stop adventuring with you. I vow that I will always fight for you, long after I know that we are married and you are already mine. You deserve to be pursued. One lifetime truly isn't enough. But I promise that I will make every day count, and if somehow I lose you, I'll find you in any galaxy. I love you, Sarah.
By the authority vested in me by our common creator, in the towns of Mount Joy, Pennsylvania and Wenatchee, Washington, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Drew, you may kiss your bride. And now, I want to introduce this new couple for the very first time as husband and wife. So ladies and gentlemen, please rise and welcome Mr. and Mrs. Andrew and Sarah Waldemir.
I wanted to start out tonight by saying, wow. Look at this venue. What a perfect night to get married. So now my speech. In preparing for this speech, I read that the average number of groomsmen is 6. But Drew is not your average guy. Drew does life in big and bold ways. So picture this. At the age of 7, Drew becomes fixated on building an engine. Oh, remember, this is Drew. So this guy starts designing an electronic control board that will eventually allow the family treehouse out back to transform into a fully functioning aircraft. Looking back, I'm still mostly sure it was the lack of resources and want to, and not the lack of knowledge that prevented us and that treehouse from taking flight. I think I speak for all of us that we could not be more excited to witness this love story. And if you ever need a sidekick, know that it's not just me. But look around. Everyone's here to be a part of this. So with that in mind, I'd like everyone to raise their glass and join me in wishing Drew and Sarah the biggest and boldest story yet.
Since Sarah moved to Pennsylvania, she has apparently been known as this hippie Facebook chick, which she is. That title of hippie Facebook chick is only one of the many words that describes her. She is a sister, a best friend, a confidant. This guy would have to prove himself worthy. I won't quote the dictionary to define love, but Webster's dictionary does define a keystone species as one on which other species in an ecosystem depend, such that if it were removed, that ecosystem would change drastically. Sarah is that keystone. She is the central point on which our community depends. Today, she expanded our ecosystem, joining our community with Andrew's, an incredible man who is the keystone in all of your lives. So while you live in the Keystone State now, we know that your love will really be evergreen. So please raise a toast to our Keystone couple, Sarah and Andrew.